Well, I think safety has been an evolutionary process in the structural engineering field. From a very deterministic point of view, it's evolved to where safety is looked at from a risk point of view, and the recognition that there is never 100% safety. There is always some element of risk in all of the engineering activities we undertake, whether it's a bridge or a building or a ship, an airplane, or an offshore structure. There's always an element of risk, and that is sort of the common thread, is to characterize these risks and try to deal with them in the way that best utilizes the resources that are available.
So about what year would you have entered the world of risk and reliability in oil platforms?
About, I would say about 1973.
And when you entered, what did you find in terms of the thinking about safety, the practice about reliability?
Well, like many of the areas of structural engineering at that point, it was a very deterministic approach. Use very specific factors that had been used before, and there was not a searching for the optimum approach to risk control. Well, the traditional factors had evolved and migrated from the building design. And in fact, many of the safety factors were identical to those used in building codes of many years ago. They had just migrated because the industry grew so quickly. It did not have a historical database, and so it became, you're doing a steel offshore structure, well, you look at steel buildings and see what was done there.
And on the steel buildings, had much of the work and design been shaped by hurricanes?
In buildings, no.
No.
It was subject to gravity loads, wind loads, some earthquake effects. But just to give you an idea that in buildings, the factors of safety have dropped dramatically over the years as people have learned more about the behavior of buildings and how to best utilize resources for building safety. So my work started with an industry cooperative group that Amoco put together. And the purpose of that group, and at one time had over 20 participants of major oil companies, some of the consulting firms, the offshore, some of the government agencies, and the idea was to put together in an open forum what each of us knew and bring that together to improve the product.
And Amoco's motivation was what, do you know?
Amoco with Bernie Stoll organized this, and their approach was to have a forum where we could bring the information to bear, educate those that were not up to speed, and come out with a better product. Well, I think it evolved from using deterministic descriptions and to trying to incorporate probabilistic considerations. The uncertainty. What is uncertain about a hurricane? Well, there's the uncertainty of its occurrence, but there's also an uncertainty about its magnitude, and then direction, and uncertainty about the forces that it can generate. And in addition, there's the uncertainty of the platform to resist these forces, including the steel structure, the foundation, and all of these uncertainties together get melded, if you will. They get meshed together to produce an overall safety estimate.